Things I wish I knew about work earlier. Nobody really sits you down and explains what work is actually going to feel like. You just grow up hearing, go to school, get a job, work hard, everything will be fine. And for a while, that sounds simple. Until you actually step into real life. Until you wake up early for something that doesn't excite you. Until you feel tired, not just physically, but mentally. Until you start asking questions nobody prepared you for. Questions like, is this really it? Am I doing the right thing? Why does this feel harder than I expected? There are things about work I genuinely wish I understood earlier. Not because work is bad, but because the truth helps you move smarter. Work will teach you things school never could. It teaches discipline. It teaches responsibility. It teaches you how the real world operates. But it also reveals things slowly. Not in one day, not in one week. Through experience, through mistakes, through frustration. And sometimes, those lessons come when you already feel stuck. So this is not advice from someone who has everything figured out. This is awareness, the kind I wish I had earlier. Discipline and responsibility. In the workplace, you quickly discover that accountability is tangible. Deadlines, commitments to colleagues, and the consequences of inaction teach discipline far beyond the structured environment of school. Responsibility emerges not only for your tasks but also for teamwork, client expectations, and the impact of decisions on others. These are lessons that come gradually and are reinforced through daily practice, not lectures. Real-world experience. Work exposes you to the complexities of the world in nuanced ways. You face ambiguous situations, conflicting priorities, and scenarios where there is no correct answer. Unlike school, where problems are often well-defined, work teaches you how to navigate uncertainty and make decisions with incomplete information. Mistakes are part of the learning process, and the lessons they provide are often remembered more vividly than any textbook knowledge. Learning through frustration and setbacks. Progress is rarely linear. Challenges, misunderstandings, and moments of stagnation force introspection and innovation. These struggles teach patience, problem-solving, and resilience. Over time, you begin to understand patterns in behavior, organizational dynamics, and your personal strengths and weaknesses. Awareness and reflection. Many lessons revealed by work come gradually. Awareness grows with experience, reflection, and time. Understanding office politics, gaining emotional intelligence, or refining professional judgment. Importantly, you may not realize the significance of these experiences until much later, which underscores the value of attentiveness and mindfulness in everyday work. Takeaway. The reality is that work is both a teacher and a mirror. It shows what you excel at, where improvement is needed, and how the world truly operates. While you may not emerge with a perfect blueprint for success, the accumulation of small lessons through effort, failure, and perseverance equips you with insights that school alone cannot provide. Recognizing these lessons as they unfold is a step toward personal growth and professional development. 1. You can be busy every day and still feel like you're going nowhere. One of the most confusing feelings in early work life is this. You are doing something every day. You wake up, you get ready, you go to work, you complete tasks, you come back tired, but deep down, you feel like nothing is really changing. Like you're moving, but not progressing. And nobody warns you about this feeling. Because being busy looks productive on the outside, but inside, it can feel empty. That's when you realize, activity is not the same as growth. And if you don't pay attention, you can spend years being busy, without actually moving forward. 2. Hard work without direction can trap you. You were probably taught to work hard. And that's good, but what most people don't tell you is, hard work alone is not enough. Because if you're putting effort into something that doesn't grow your skills, doesn't increase your value, doesn't move you forward, you can stay stuck while working harder than everyone else. That's the trap. Working hard feels right, but without direction, it can quietly keep you in the same place. Real progress comes when effort meets intention. When you start asking, what am I actually building with my time? Work smart, not hard. 3. Your first job will confuse you more than it defines you. A lot of people panic in their first job because it doesn't feel like what they imagined. Maybe it's boring, maybe it's stressful, maybe it doesn't match your expectations at all. And you start thinking, did I make the wrong choice? Am I already behind? But here's what I wish I understood. Your first job is not supposed to be perfect. It's supposed to expose you to reality, to responsibility, to yourself. It shows you what you like, what drains you, what you're good at, and what you need to improve. It's not your final destination. It's your introduction. 4. Feeling lost while working is more common than you think. This is something people don't talk about enough. You can have a job, be earning money, be doing what you're supposed to do, and still feel lost, still feel unsure, still feel like something is missing. Because work gives you structure, but it doesn't automatically give you purpose. And that gap, that feeling of, there must be more than this, that's where growth begins, not in comfort, but in questioning. 5. People don't always reward effort. This one hits hard when you experience it. You can show up every day, do your best, stay consistent, and still not get noticed. No promotion, no recognition, no appreciation, and it makes you question everything. But here's the truth. Workplaces don't always reward effort. They reward value, visibility, and sometimes timing. That's why it's important to not just work hard, but to grow your skills. Because skills travel, even when opportunities don't. 6. Skills will protect you more than any job title. Titles can change, jobs can end, companies can replace you, but skills? Skills stay with you. If you build something valuable within yourself, you carry it everywhere. That's real security, not a position, not a title, but the ability to create value again and again. 7. You will outgrow places, and that's okay. At some point, you may feel like, this environment no longer helps me grow. And that can feel uncomfortable, because leaving what's familiar is scary. But staying where you're not growing, that's more dangerous long-term. Growth sometimes requires movement, not out of impatience, but out of awareness. 8. Work can slowly take over your identity. It starts small, your routine becomes your life. Your job becomes your identity. And before you realize it, everything revolves around work. But you are more than your job, more than your salary, more than your routine. If you don't protect your identity, work can quietly consume it. 9. Confidence changes everything. Two people can have the same skills, but the one who believes in themselves more will speak up, ask for opportunities, take risks, grow faster. Confidence is not about knowing everything. It's about trusting that you can figure things out. And in the real world, that matters more than perfection. Nobody has it all figured out. Not early, not even later. Most people are learning as they go. Trying, failing, adjusting, continuing, and that's normal. Work is not just about money. It's about understanding life, discovering yourself, building something that lasts. So don't rush the process. Don't panic if you feel lost. Just make sure you're learning. Make sure you're growing. Make sure you're becoming better. Because in the end, it's not just about where you work. It's about who you become while doing it. This is Sly and Grind. No excuses, no noise, just progress. We are building quietly. If this video spoke to you, subscribe. Thanks for watching.